Hi, you're listening to Book Chat with author Vivian E. Moore.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hello and welcome to Book Chat. I am your host, author Vivian E. Moore. Hope everyone had a great week, and I hope you're having an even better weekend. All right, so I won't hold you for too long, so we're going to get straight to today's show. The title is Voicing Choices, and the topic is live versus digital voice narration. So in the world of voice narration, there is an age-old debate between live performances and digital recordings that continue to spark discussions among creators and consumers alike, okay? So, each option comes with this unique set of advantages and drawbacks that cater to a different need and preference, all right? So, live narration, it is so alluring, and it's alluring because it offers a captivating immediacy that digital recordings they often struggle to replicate. All right, let's just be truthful about that. But now, a live performance is energy, the nuances and the spontaneity, they can create a very effective connection with the audience. And that's what you always want to do. All right, so, whether it's a public speaking engagement or a theater production or a live audiobook reading, all right? So the human touch, it brings that dynamic element that it resonates emotionally, okay? Because you make that connection from human to human when you use those human elements. However, there's always an however. Live narration is, it's not without its challenges. I suffer from them myself, okay? So we already know the potential for mistakes and technical glitches. I've had those often, and the need for impeccable timing that always adds an element of risk. Okay, so it's always there when you're going live, and things that you can't foresee, they happen. Yet, for those who appreciate a real-time delivery and that authenticity of that raw emotion, live voice narration, it will always top any type of AI because it's so much more compelling. All right. So, we all like conveniences, don't we? We're human. We all love those creature comforts, and we just can't get away from them. But, on the other side of the spectrum, as we're talking about digital voice narration, what it does is, it provides that precision and convenience that we don't typically get in live performances because there's less risk for error there. All right, so we know that recording technology has come a very long way. All right, it has advanced significantly through the years. And what it has also done, it has enabled creators to capture and to edit those performances with meticulous detail. And we always want that. We strive for perfection, and we try to get to perfection, as close to it as possible. So, this method, it allows for retakes and for those seamless edits. So they seem endless, once it's all put together. But there has been a lot going on in the background, all right? And so, it's that level of control that, just to be honest, it may be elusive in live settings because, you have less control when it's live because, like I said, things happen, that are out of your control. But digital narration, it is so ideal for projects that demand perfection, okay? Such as audiobooks and podcasts and voiceovers for multimedia content. All right, so the ability to record in a controlled environment, it reduces, I'll say again, any margin for error, and it allows for extensive post-production enhancement. So that is, that's to me, that's a perk. All right, that's a pro versus a con. However, again, the risk with digital voice narration, it lies in potentially losing the human touch. And we don't ever want to do that. We always want to have that human element that, that you just can't replicate. You just can't duplicate it. You can't replicate it. All right. So the absence of immediate audience interaction, it can make the delivery feel polished, but just a little bit sterile. Okay. So striking that right balance between perfection and then maintaining a genuine connection, that can be so delicate. All right. So we all know that two heads are always better than one. And in this case, voices. So, let's find a happy medium. So why not try merging the best of both worlds? So we know that in today's evolving landscape, many creators, they opt for a hybrid approach. All right. So they combine the strengths of live and digital narration. And, and that may involve recording a live performance and then later refining it through digital editing or incorporating live elements into a primarily digital production. So, it's already happening. We've seen this technique in movie productions for years, so it's not new. But, this hybrid model, what it does is it aims to capture the authenticity of live performances while leveraging the precision and then the convenience of digital technology. So what it does is it strikes that balance that can produce an exciting and then that polished final product that, it resonates with the broad audience. That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to reach across the board and to have that seamless effect, and that, it's bringing the best of both worlds. You're getting live and you're also getting digital as a part of that. So, it's a combo platter. You can't go wrong with a combo platter. It's always good. So, the choice is yours in the end. And should you choose the voice, that's right for your story, you should always do that. You should always choose the voice that's right for your story, whether it is digital or whether it is live. The choice is yours. And that's the great part about it, to actually have choices. You can do it your way. I know this is not McDonald's, or not a pitch for McDonald's, but you can, you can have it your way. I'm sorry, that's Burger King. Sorry, getting my fast food restaurants confused. But anyway, you can have it your way. And that is the great part of being able to choose whether you want live or you want AI generated voice narration. So again, ultimately the choice between live and digital voice narration, it depends on those specific needs of the project, and then that desired impact on the audience. So you always want to impact the audience, but you want to do it in a good way. All right, you want to do it in an outstanding way that will leave them wanting more, and and not turning off that recording, listening to it all the way through the end. They just turn it off because it's like they just, it is not their vibe, and they just can't get into it because, it just doesn't sound right. Now, I've listened to audio recordings that I knew weren't live recordings. They were, they were voice generated recordings, and that element. But as I said before, things have changed. They have come a very long way. And they will continue to, to develop and get better over time. So, we always balk at something that's different, change. Everybody has a problem with change, and they should. You shouldn't accept everything because all changes aren't good. But then some changes are good, and you need to embrace them. I'll be the first one to say that I am a critic about most things. I'm a bit skeptical about most things, but I'm also curious about most things. So, I will listen to it and weigh my options before I just flat hands say, no, I'm not doing that. But so it's always good to have choices, I'll say again, and then you get to choose which you want, which better is advantageous for you or not. So, but we know that live performances, they bring about that irreplaceable energy and then that connection. While digital recordings, they offer those meticulous control and refinement elements, but, they lack that energy and connection that we, as humans, we need it, whether it's, in voice recordings or in real life. We need it. We desire it. It just has to be a part of our world. So on that note, as the world continues to rotate and creators, we move along with it, the exploration and the possibilities of voicing choices, they will continue to evolve through that landscape of technology and performance techniques. Okay. So, what it does is, and this is a good thing, it ensures that no one size fits all. There is not an one size fits all type of answer. Okay. Because that's just not how the world works. In clothes, yeah, one size may fit all, but in real life, no, that does not work. You need choices. And so that's why you have live versus those digital recordings or those that digital voice narration. We like I said, it's been around for a long time. We hear it in Siri, but when you think of it on those terms, sometimes we don't make the connection that is an AI generated voice. It could be a human voice, but that voice has been, it's been computerized. Okay. So it's serving a purpose, maybe not the audio at the audio book level, but still is serving a purpose, because, sometimes you can't make the distinction, of if it's live or is it Memorex, as they used to say. But anyway, the answer, it lies in understanding those unique strengths of each approach, and then selecting the voice that best serves the narrative at hand. All right, guys. So that is the show for today, and I hope that you gleaned a few tidbits from it. I hope you did. And I hope that you will listen, like, and share, because that is so important in this landscape. I love doing what I'm doing, and I love bringing these tidbits to you every single week. And I hope that you are using them to your advantage, because that is the purpose of it. And share the love, okay? Because, maybe you didn't get something out of today's broadcast, but perhaps someone else will. So always listen, like, and share, because that shows appreciation to the work that goes into producing this podcast each and every single week. And I appreciate that, those likes and those listens and those shares. All right. So keep them coming, and keep listening. All right. So as I always say, tomorrow is not promised. Tomorrow is my birthday, by the way. So happy birthday to me. You can send me messages of happy birthday if you want to. But anyway, and on that note, I love you. I hope you love me back. And until you hear my voice again, God bless you, and goodbye.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.